YouTube decided I'm no longer allowed to use the music in my intro, so now, until I find another one, you're stuck with my voice.
What is up, guys? This is Theo coming at you with a debut deck profile of my Heraldics. Now, I said that I was going to deck profile this a while back because I've had them for ages and I really like them. But yeah, so here is basically the deck profile. It's been testing really well. I've been having a lot of fun with them, so I think I'll be actually using them a lot more. So going straight into it, we have the three monsters. Boss monster, basically. The main thing is a Heraldic Beast Leo. You play this at 3 or you don't play the deck, basically. And he's just so amazing. When he goes to the graveyard, like, you just search out one of your Heraldic Beasts apart from himself. So he's really good, and he's also a 2k beat stick, so it's really, really nice. Then we have 3 Abercrombie. Abercrombie is really useful, the fact that you can banish it to return, you know, Heraldic Beast to your hand. It means you can just get those Leos back and get those searches going again. And it just means that you also can, like, XYZ a lot more strategically as well, because you can pick the type of attribute to come back. But I'll go into that a little bit later on. Or more a little bit later on. Then one of my favourites, but only running it at 2, is Twin-Headed Eagle. Twin-Headed Eagle is basically when you have an XYZ on your side of the field that has no materials, you can banish this from your graveyard and equip 2 other heraldic beasts basically to it as materials, and it's just so good. A great example of how to use this card is, quite cheekily, I used Exeter Knight against someone. I put an effect in mine, effect in their turn, and they somehow managed to gain more advantage and then couldn't really kill it. My turn, I banished this, equipped it to Exeter Knight again and used the effect again, and he just quit because I just absolutely mullered his resources. But it's a good example of, like, how to use it. And also you can use it with, if they, for example, Veiler your 101, you can use it and get it all back again as at least so it doesn't die, so you can keep the destruction. But yeah, so it's a good reason to use that. So then we have 2 Basilisk. Basilisk, just a great kind of removal card. If you have any problem monsters, you just set this or kind of just like ram into it. So it's a really good card and it's nice to have, but I run it at 2. And then one of the techs I have is Unicorn. I have 2 Psychic XYZs, which you'll see. So this is only in there for that, but it's quite nice to have as well. So then going into non-heraldics, we have 3 Kage to Akage, just an amazing card in this deck. I think it's a staple, to be honest, until the other kind of support comes out, if it comes out, and it's just incredible. So yeah, really useful at 3 in this deck. Then one of my techs is Dynaranthium. One of the brand new cards that came out in the gold set. If you don't know what it does, I'll read it to you. It's a wind, level 4, 1/6 attack and 600 defense. Basically, you can special summon this from your hand. You can only special summon it once per turn by this way. When it is summoned this way, so the special summon, your opponent can target 1 level 4 monster in either player's graveyard. They special summon that target to their side of the field. So they can target any level 4 in your graveyard or their graveyard. And you might think, this isn't a good effect because you're giving your opponent a free monster. It's very, very clever to use this card in certain situations. Obviously, you'll pay attention to what your opponent has in their graveyard and what you've got in yours. But the amount of times I've had this where I've only had a Leo in my graveyard, for example, and they haven't had any level 4s, I've been like, special. Do you really want to special get my Leo so I can search and just go pluses off you? So this card is really good. Not only that, one of the main reasons why I play it, it's a wind, so it has Lightning Chidori synergy. So I really like the card. It's really working well. And it just takes a bit of kind of caution to play the card. So yeah, that's one of my kind of super techs, and it's working amazingly. Then we have 2 Tragodia. Tragodia is amazing in this deck because it's all about XYZing. I gain advantage, and it's also good with Dyna, because if they choose that level 4, I can ditch the level 4 to get it back to my side of the field. So it works in multiple ways, to be honest. And then the final one is Thunder King. Thunder King is in here just because it's a bit of extra protection if I don't want to kind of go off. And it doesn't affect me as much in the deck as other decks. So, really nice card to have. Then going on to the spells, we have one of the most broken spell cards ever. We have Advanced Heraldry Art. Just an instant XYZ, this, and it's just so good. A very important thing to note is that everything happens simultaneously. The special summon of the two monsters and the Xyz special summon happen simultaneously, so they can't bottomless the two monsters, or they can't TT the two monsters, for example, when it comes out. They have to wait until the problem monster comes out, and if you're bringing out like a Maestroke, for example, or 101, there is a good chance that, you know, it's not going to go very well for them. So I run this card at 3 because it's just too good not to run at 3. Some people say that it's cloggy at 3, and I just completely disagree. Like, you'll get Heraldic Beast monsters into the grave, and the amount of times I've top decked this and it's won me games is disgusting. Because you can just top deck this, go into Exeter Knight, and just be like, so my advantage is coming back now. So yeah, that's an amazing card. And then going on to one of the other archetype-based cards is Heraldry Reborn, basically on Monster Reborn. Unlike the art, this does get cloggy at 3. Now, it might sound a little bit stupid, and you think, well, if an archetype's got 3 Monster Reborns, you run those Monster Reborns. But in this deck, I kind of agree and disagree, but it's been working best at 2, and I just haven't really looked back since. So 2 is the standard kind of thing to play, and it works really well. Then we have the 2 rank up cards. I only play 2 because it's not the main focus of the deck, but it's a nice thing to do. And yeah, they just work great, so they have great synergy with the deck. Then going on to the kind of standards, we have the 2 Mystical Space Typhoon, because back row is, you know, back row is a pinnacle point of the game, and MSTs are just kind of there to get around that, to be honest. Then we have the 1 Foolish Burial, because ditching things to the grave is good. Unicorn, Leo, Abercrombie are all good cards to ditch into the grave. Then we have the 1 Dark Hole, because Dark Hole is a great card. And the final one is 1 Book of Moon, because I feel that it should be in most decks, because it helps you get around your opponent's cards and also stops your opponent's cards as well. So then going into the traps, we have 9 traps. We have 3 Fiendish Chain, because I still think it's one of the best cards of the format. I do believe next format, Breakthrough Skill will be a better option, but Fiendish Chain is still good. Then we have the 2 Call on the Haunted. Call on the Haunted is a great card in the deck because it means that you can, if they, for example, activate, you know, the blind MSTs, or they activate the MST and Call the Haunted, you can just get the Leo back and get the Search. So it's a great card to use. There are also other cards you can bring back. You can bring back your Xyz and rank up, for example, as well. So it is an excellent card to have in the deck. And then the 1-ofs. I have a 1 Torrential Tribute because it's a good card. The 1 Phoenix Wind Blast, because it's a discard outlet. It's a good card, and I don't mind discarding some of the cards in my hand, especially the monsters. The 1 Solemn Warning, because it's unbalanced still. Like, you get this off, you're probably going to win early game, that is. And then the Monster Reborn, Mirror Force, because Mirror Force is an also great card. So then going into the Xyz, we have the 1 as the rank 5s, the Chaos rank 5s, the rank up targets. We have the 1 Sea Silent Honor Dark. This card is amazing. Like, I play Honor Arcs as well, and the amount of times this card's won me a game, and it's just kind of double removal. If you have 101 and the rank up card, you go 101, take one of your opponent's monsters, rank up to this, take another one, and it's just so good, and its revival effect is amazing. So I really, really rate the card. Then one of the other ones is C101, C104, sorry. The only reason for playing this is an extra pop on the back row, because the other effect is, well, actually I say that, I actually do play 104 as well. I completely forgot I did. So that's the reason why I play this, and its effect is absolutely nutty, but more often than not, it's just a back row pop. And then the final one is one of my favourites, is C69, Heraldry Crest of Horror. I don't play the rank 4 version of it, but this is just here because it's a 4k beat stick and it destroys your opponent's field if they would, for some unknown reason, decide to attack. Then the rank 4s, we have the 1 Exeter Knight because I play a rank 4 deck, so therefore it's amazing. The 2 Honor Arcs, because this card has saved my ass more times than I can count. The 2 Lightning Chidoris, because again, this has saved my ass more times than I can count. And the card is just like severely amazing. I play, I think it's about 7 wins. Yeah, it looks like 7 wins. And the amount of times I can go into it and it is live, it is a live possibility, it's just amazing. So 2 Lightning Chidori hasn't been clogging. When the new support comes out, I might I'll probably keep it at 2, to be honest, because Chidori is just amazing, and I'm pretty sure the new supports actually wind as well, so it just gives me more reason to keep it. Then we have the 1 Lava Chain, because ditching to my graveyard is a good thing for the deck. 1 Diamond Direwolf, because it's kind of standard back row removal, or monster removal if I need to. The 1 Gaga Cowboy, because I like poking for game, for, you know, that 800. Abyss Dweller, because Mermails and other decks are kind of running rampant. It's going to be really good next format with the artifacts as well, so that card is in here. Then we have the 1 number 8 Heraldry King. This card is so good as well. Like, just turning them to like 0 attack and being able to poke over it for the XYZ is a really, really useful thing to have in your arsenal, so I really like the card. Then we have the 1 King Ferrolimp, because I play Kago to Kage, and a really good first turn play is going Leo, Kago to Kage, overlay into this, detach the Leo to activate this effect and get a double search. So it's really nice deck thinning, and it is also just a good play in general. And then the final one is number 104. As I said, I play the rank up version of this, but this is the only level, well, the only 3 level 4 monster that I need, because it's really good just against kind of rogue decks, also Boujins and such. If you don't know what it does, it says during either player's battle phase, when an opponent's monster effect is activated, you can detach 1 XYZ material from this card, negate the activation, and if you do, inflict 800 damage to your opponent. Once per turn, you can send the top card of your opponent's deck to the graveyard. So it's good to kind of mill your opponent's resources depending on what deck they're actually playing. And also, it's just, I mainly run it for its effect negation, because, you know, things like Honest and Boujins have many things that they activate in the battle phase, and, you know, other things like Raikos or Raccoons that have all those battle phase effects. So it's a really solid card to use in the deck, because I can access it quite quickly. So that is the deck profile, guys. Do hope you enjoyed watching Heraldic deck profile. Really enjoyed the deck. It's so much fun. And I've kind of found my love for it again. They've always been in the bottom of my drawer and I've never played them, but I've always wanted to. That's why I picked them up when they first came out. So yeah, that is it, guys. Let me know what you think in the comments section down below. Like, comment, subscribe, and I shall catch you guys later.